Well, in just a few hours, many of those Argentinian fans with a full stomach will be heading to Lusail Stadium, which will be packed with more than 80,000 fans. Sana Hamouche joins us live now from the venue of the World Cup final. Sana, you are at the place to be. That stadium is going to be absolutely rocking in a few hours' time, isn't it?
Yes, Gemma, after 63 matches, it all comes down to one match, the final, which is happening right here behind me at this iconic Lusail Stadium. As you mentioned, 89,000 fans. And I'm so sure we will hit that number. But the curtains will set down on Qatar, the first Middle East World Cup. And I'm joined here by Professor Gerard Akindes from the Southwestern University to talk to us about, he's been here for a few years, Gerard, to talk to us about Qatar and its legacy and the whole tournament. And you've witnessed the build up to this big event.
Yes, I've been here for 8 years. I was part of the Supreme Committee with the Jazeera Institute, which is a legacy program. And our objective, or the mission of the Institute, was to build human capacity for the World Cup and beyond, and through education, training, and research. I also witnessed the build-up of the programs, the whole tournament, part of it, because I left in 2020, and how the legacy was put in place very early. What is very important for this big event. If legacy is not in place before, it's too late after. Or it's too late when you get into really the operational part of the preparation. And then Qatar did very well with the Supreme Committee. They had Jazeera Institute, which was my institute, Generation Amazing, Football for Development. And then there were also Challenge 22. I think that faded out with time. But all this had a mission to make sure that the World Cup leave a sustainable legacy, not just a legacy. And then we talked about the rest that is tangible, the role, sustainability challenges, and sustainability philosophy that's synced into the whole process of preparing for the World Cup. All these elements were very important, and they already have, for me, a legacy. The legacy is already there. Now it's going to just build up and grow with what will be done after the tournament.
Gerard, we've seen, now move on to the African teams and how they performed at this World Cup, especially Morocco was the first Arab nation and African nation to make it to the semi-finals. And an Arab nation who's hosting this World Cup, do you think it will now give them a chance to bid for a World Cup? I mean, they've already did 5 times and they failed.
Yes, I think their performance, I'll say first, it is a major milestone for African football, because first time since 50 years Africa had been consistent participating in the World Cup. An African team made it to the semi-final. That is really a major achievement for Morocco and for African football, if we consider that the ambassador of African football. Now, how is it going to affect African football and the Arab region? We don't know yet, but for me, it's already done. When I say it's done, it is mostly because in the subconscious and conscious of people, the African team is capable. A team belonging to the Arab world globally is capable of making it so far, which depends on very few, very tiny details. And that is really an achievement for Morocco, for Africa, and for the Arab world, but also for what are called the global Africa, because the diaspora, which is the 6th region of the African Union, is very instrumental in the achievement of the performance of Morocco because of the origin of the players.
Gerard, thank you very much for that. So history was made at this World Cup, and more. We're expecting more tonight. It's either Argentina or France, and it's kicking off at 15 GMT, 6 p.m. local time.
Thanks for that, Sana, and good job battling the elements there as well.
She's done a great job. All right.